Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So my name is Janferl C. Doquilo. Today, we will discuss about the scholastic triumphs of Dr. Rizal at Ateneo de Manila. However, but before are we going to discuss about the experiences of Rizal during his years in Ateneo, let us first discuss Ateneo de Manila. The brief historical context of Ateneo de Manila. So 4 months after the martyrdom of Gomborza and Doña Tudora still in prison, Jose Rizal, who had not yet celebrated his 11th birthday, was sent to Manila. He studied in the Ateneo Municipal, a college under the supervision of the Spanish Jesuits. This college was a bitter rival of the Dominican-owned College of San Juan de Letran. It was formerly the Escuela Pia, or the Charity School, a school for poor boys in Manila, which was established by the city government in 1817. When the Jesuits who had been expelled from the Philippines in 1768 returned to Manila in 1859, they were given the management of the Escuela Pia, whose name was changed to Ateneo Municipal and later became the Ateneo de Manila. They were splendid educators, so that Ateneo acquired prestige as an excellent college for boys. So we will know later why is it that Ateneo de Manila is dubbed to be more advanced than that of the other colleges. Okay, since we already know about the brief historical context of Ateneo de Manila, let's proceed to the experiences of Rizal when he entered the Ateneo. On June 10, 1872, Dr. Rizal, accompanied by Pasiano, went to Manila. He took the entrance examination in Christian doctrine, arithmetic, and reading at the College of San Juan de Letran and fortunately passed them. He returned to Calamba to stay a few days with his family and to attend the town fiesta. However, his father, who first wished him to study at Letran, changed his mind and decided to send him to Ateneo instead. Thus, upon his return to Manila, Jose again, accompanied by Pasiano, matriculated at the Ateneo Municipal. At first, Father Magin Ferrando refused to admit him for two reasons. First, Rizal was late for registration. Second, he was sickly and undersized for his age, because Rizal was then 11 years old at the time. However, upon the intercession of Manuel Burgos, nephew of Father Burgos, Rizal admitted at the Ateneo. So, at this moment, we will now discuss the Jesuit systems of education. Why the Ateneo de Manila or the Jesuit system of education considered to be more advanced than that of other colleges? Okay, the system of education given by the Jews in Ateneo was more advanced than that of other colleges in that period. It trained the character of the student by rigid discipline and religious instruction. It promoted physical culture, humanities, and scientific studies. Aside from academic courses leading to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, it also offered vocational courses in agriculture, commerce, mechanics, and surveying. So the students heard Mass in every morning before the beginning of the daily class. Classes in every subject were open and closed with prayers. So in Jesuit system of education, students were divided into two groups, namely the Roman Empire and the Carthaginian Empire, which is composed of which each ranks is composed of empires. So the best student in each empire was the emperor, or said to be the emperor. The second best is the tribune, third best is the decurion, fourth best is the centurion, and the fifth best is the standard bearer. So, how was the experiences of Rizal during his first year in Ateneo? So this was happened during 1872 to 1873. On Rizal's first day of class in the Ateneo in June 1872, Rizal first heard Mass at the college chapel and prayed fervently to God for guidance and success. Rizal's first professor in the Ateneo was Father Josebech, whom he described as a tall, thin man with a body slightly bent forward, a hurried walk, and an ascetic face, A severe and inspired, small, deep sunken eyes, a sharp nose that was almost Greek, and thin lips forming an arc whose ends fell toward the chin. Being a newcomer and knowing little Spanish, Rizal was placed at the bottom of the class. After the first week, the frail Kalamba boy progressed rapidly. At the end of the month, he became emperor. He was the brightest pupil in the whole class, and he was awarded a prize. He asserted how pleased I was when I won my first prize, a religious picture. To improve his Spanish, Rizal also took private lessons in Santa Isabel College during the noon recesses, when other Ateneo students were playing and just gossiping. He paid 3 pesos for those extra Spanish lessons, but it was money well spent. In the second half, Rizal did not try hard enough to retain his academic supremacy due to the fact that he resented some remarks of his professor. So at the end of his first year, he placed second. So during the second year in Ateneo, at the end of the school year of the first year, nothing unusual happened in the second year of Ateneo, except that he repented having neglected his studies the previous year simply because he was offended by the teacher's remarks. So, to regain his lost class leadership, he studied harder. Once more, he became emperor. At the end of the school year, Rizal received excellent grade in all subjects and a gold medal. With such scholastic honors, he triumphantly returned to Calamba in March 1874 for the summer vacation. Now, before we're going to proceed on the third year of Rizal on studying in Ateneo, let's talk first about the Rizal interests in reading. Okay, it was during the summer vacation 1874 in Calamba when Rizal began to take interest in reading romantic novels. As a normal teenager like us, he became interested in love stories and romantic tales. So The Count Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas was the first favorite novel of Dr. Jose Rizal. He also read non-fictions. Later, Rizal read Travels in the Philippines by Dr. Fedor Hagor, a German scientist traveler who visited the Philippines in 1859 to 1860. So, how was the third year experience of Dr. Rizal in Ateneo? In June 1874, Rizal returned to the Ateneo for his junior year. Shortly after the opening of classes, his mother arrived and joyously told him that she was released from prison, just as he had predicted during his last visit to her prison cell in Santa Cruz, Laguna. However, despite the family happiness, Rizal did not make an excellent showing his studies as in the previous year. His grades remained excellent in all subjects, but he won only one medal in Latin and failed to win the Spanish medal. At the end of the school year, on March 1875, Rizal returned to Calamba for summer vacation, which he himself was not impressed by his scholastic work. On the fourth year of Dr. Jose Rizal in Ateneo, which was happened 1875 to 1876, after a refreshing and happy summer vacation, Rizal went back to Manila for his fourth-year course. On June 16, 1875, he became an interno in the Ateneo. One of his professor time was Father Francisco de Paula Sanchez, a great educator and scholar. He inspired the young Rizal to study harder and to write poetry. He became an admirer and friend of the slender Calamba lad, whose God-given genius he saw and recognized. In his student memoirs, Rizal wrote of Father Sanchez in glowing terms showing his affection and gratitude. So Rizal described Father Francisco Sanchez as a model of rectitude, solicitude, and love for students. Rizal considered as his best professor in the Ateneo. So in March 1876, Rizal returned to Calamba for summer vacation. So, On Rizal's last year in Ateneo, which was happened 1876 to 1877, after the summer vacation, Rizal returned to Manila in June 1876 for his last year in the Ateneo. His studies continued to fare well. As a matter of fact, he excelled in all subjects, the most brilliant Atenean of his time, and truly the pride of the Jesuits. Obtained highest grades in all subjects. It's either with philosophy, physics, biology, chemistry, languages, and mineralogy, or etc. On March 23, 1877, which was the commencement day of Dr. Jose Rizal, or in Ateneo, Rizal received the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the highest honor. So, after Dr. Jose Rizal got his degree Bachelor of Arts, Rizal has also its first romance. So, Dr. Jose Rizal was then 16 years old when graduated his degree. So shortly after his graduation from the Ateneo, Rizal, who was then 16 years old, experienced his first romance, that painful experience which comes to an early all adolescence. The girl was Segunda Katigbak, a pretty 14-year-old Batangueña from Lipa. In Rizal's own words, Segunda Katigbak is a short with eyes that were eloquent and ardent at times and languid at others, rosy-cheeked with an enchanting and provocative smile that revealed very beautiful teeth and the air of asleep. Her entire self discussed a mysterious charm. One Sunday, this is the story of Rizal's first romance. One Sunday, Rizal visited his maternal grandmother who lived in Trozo, Manila. He was accompanied by his friend Mariano Katigbak. His old grandmother was a friend of the Katigbak family of Lipa. When he reached his grandmother's house, he saw other guests, one of whom was an attractive girl who mysteriously caused his heart to palpitate with strange ecstasy. She was the sister of his friend Mariano, and her name was Sigonda. Rizal came to know Sigonda more intimately during his weekly visits to La Concordia College, where his sister Olympia was a boarding student. Olympia was a close friend of Segunda. It was apparent that Rizal and Segunda loved each other. The last time they talked to each other was one Thursday in December 1877 when the Christmas vacation was about to begin. He visited Sigonda at La Concordia College to say goodbye because he was going home to Calamba the following day. However, but it was hopeless since the very beginning Segunda was already engaged to Manuel Luz. So, we could infer that Rizal's first romance, kumbaga naudlot siya. It's because Segunda was already engaged to Manuel Luz. Okay, so since we are done discussing about the experiences of Dr. Jose Rizal, or the scholastic triumphs of Dr. Jose Rizal at Ateneo de Manila, let us now test your knowledge. So, we have 3 series of quizzes or tests. First one is the multiple choice item, true or false, and then the identification problem. Okay, question number 1. But direction first, write the letter of the correct answer. Question number 1. Who was the lady from Batangas that considered as Rizal's first infatuation? A. Josephine. B. Segunda Katigbak. C. Sagunda Katigbak. D. Siganda Katigbak. Second, among are the reasons why Father Magin Ferrand refused to admit Rizal at Ateneo de Manila, except. So there might be 2 possible answers here, or depends. A. Rizal was sickly and undersized for his age. B. Rizal was late for registration. C. Rizal did not present pertinent papers. D. Rizal did not pay for down payment. Number 3. Rizal's most admired professor in Ateneo is A. Father Jose Bech, B. Father Pablo Ramon, C. Father Francisco Sanchez, D. Father Rufino Balanguer. Number 4. What term is used to describe the best student in Jesuit's system of education? A. Tribune, B. Centurion, C. Standard Bearer, D. Emperor. Number 5. The exact date Rizal received his degree in Bachelor of Arts with highest honors. A. March 23, 1877, B. March 23, 1977, C. March 23, 1887, D. March 23, 1867. Now let's down to the true or false quiz. Number 6. Write true or false. Write true if the statement is correct and false if it is not. Number 6. Dr. Jose Rizal gained recognition as the most brilliant Atenean of his time and the pride of the Jesuits. 7. Rizal took the entrance examination at San Juan de Letran and admitted her here. 8. The Jesuit educational system is more advanced than other colleges because it offers vocational courses in agriculture, commerce, mechanics, and surveying. 9. To improve his Spanish-speaking skills, Rizal took the course at Ateneo. 10. Rizal described Father Jose Bech as his best professor in Ateneo. 11. On March 1875, the end of his third year in Ateneo, Rizal was not impressed by his scholastic work. 12. Travel in the Philippines was the first favorite novel of Rizal. 13. Rizal is only 11 years old when he entered Ateneo de Manila. 14. As a newcomer, Rizal was placed at the front, occupying the first line. 15. Rizal did not try hard enough to retain his academic supremacy during his second half of his first year because he resented remarks of his professor. Now let's proceed to identification. Number 16. The exact date Rizal took the entrance examination in San Juan de Letran. 17. Rizal's first professor in Ateneo, he is tall, thin man, and have sharp nose. 18. A school or college where Rizal took private lessons to improve his Spanish speaking. 19. The first favorite novel of Rizal. 20. A degree which Dr. Jose Rizal received in March 1877. And I think that's all for now. Thank you and God bless. Once again, I am Jennifer C. Doquilo. God bless us all.